Good morning, it's me, Pearl from Pearl in the Prayers, and this is Tuned in Tarot, and we are here to look at the obstacles that the divine masculine energy is currently facing. These would be the obstacles that are blocking the masculine aspect of ourselves from fully taking action and from moving forward into this next phase in our spiritual development. So let's get started, shall we? We're gonna first just get a general sense of what the energy is like right now, just by looking at the top of the deck. And we're gonna look at head space and heart space at the same time. So first card up is the Three of Wands. Also, don't you love my lovely nails, which I painted on Monday? How? Also, this is why we don't paint our nails here, because we don't take the nail polish off and then they look like this. So you're welcome. But like, this did not happen in the 90s. This was after at least 5-6 days, okay? And I'm not doing hard labor around here. Nonplussed by this nail polish jam. Okay. Three of Wands is the top of the deck, and the Nine of Wands in reverse. And it's, of course, the 6th month and the 9th day. We've got a lot of 3 things happening here. So noting that. But the general energy is one of waiting for ships to come in. And we're using the Housewives Tarot today. So in the Two of Wands deck, we are getting this feminine energy that's holding 2 cleaning implements and looking extremely exhausted and depleted. But when we get to the Three of Wands, this divine feminine, she's kind of looking like, all right, my work's done. Like, I did all I need to do. I'm good now. I'm just waiting. So we're getting this sense that there's a feeling that the divine feminine for this masculine energy, just because based on these readings that we've been having and past energy, etc., I feel like he's progressed from that Two of Wands where he's feeling like he's kind of exhausted divine feminine to a place where he's feeling this part of himself being a little bit more relaxed. Sorry, it was paused due to poor connection. So we've moved now from the Two of Wands. Now we're in the Three of Wands, and we can see the ships coming in. And in the heart space, we had been in the Nine of Wands, where we were healing these really deep wounds and isolating ourselves and stuff. And now there's this feeling that we're getting to come out again. But we're still having to be relatively patient. It's like there's an urgency from the heart space to come out of isolation, but the head space is also being very patient despite this feeling of urgency that we're experiencing. All right, I am noticing that my phone is not charging, so I have to turn on the charging strip where it's not going to work, and the whole thing is going to be lost. No, cannot. Alright, there we go. Now it will charge. Wonderful. Okay, sorry about it. Let us continue. So we are ready, things are happening, and it's time to come out of isolation. This is how divine masculine energy feels. But we're still in isolation and we're blocked. And so we're looking at what is this block to fully being in our masculine worth energy. And we are seeing in the headspace the Three of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles. So divine masculine's obstacle is a specific feminine energy outside of himself. Not his, well, it's reflecting his own feminine back to him, but there is a person. There is someone outside. There is a third party. This is the obstacle that divine masculine has. There could also be, there's a couple of different things. not in addition to just third-party energy. It could particularly be children from a third-party energy. It could be the child. I'm hearing herself, obviously, because we've got a feminine energy, so it could be a daughter. It could be a baby mama. It could be an ex-wife, like any of that. But there's a specific individual that is divine masculine's current obstacle. Within himself, the Three of Cups energy is this tendency to take things really lightly, to have too much fun. So for some in the collective, there might not be one specific feminine. It could be just a general that he has engaged in a lot of sexual energy with divine feminine, or not with divine feminine, with feminines that are not divine feminine. And just in general, maybe this player energy. So that can apply to some. So for some, it's a past marriage. For some, it's a child. For some, it's their behavior, but it's manifesting in these different ways. So let's take a look at the first position, which is, where did this block originate? Okay. All right. So we're getting the King of Wands in reverse in the headspace. So this is an energy where it's someone that's not taking action at all. And so he's been in, my connection is like not great today. So he's been not doing anything. He's been in complete inaction in regards to this past marriage. So this obstacle originated by, I think, and this is also sexual energy, because the King of Wands in reverse is like a lot of sexual energy that's like not really being controlled, and it could be cheating or like breaking up a marriage, or not taking action to release a marriage. This is also about releasing limiting beliefs. This is the Hierophant in reverse. So it's about having limiting beliefs about his ability to be able to leave, but this block comes from him thinking that there's nothing he can do about this past energy. And it could also just have come from getting a divorce, whatever. That's where this originated. So how is it currently manifesting? The Knight of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. So how it's currently manifesting is this, because Divine Masculine has not fully extricated himself from this third party energy, that he has not fully like completed that journey or ended that cycle with this energy. He's engaging in Knight of Wands behavior. So he's being inconsistent. He's just, he's being really childish. He's withholding this offer of abundance and prosperity that he has for the divine feminine, and instead he's just kind of teasing out these little gestures. He's presenting this offer to her, but this is who's presenting it. Like, is this who you want to get a proposal from? I think not, right? Like, no, I'm good. I'm Gucci, thank you. No. So this is so accurate. So because of this energy, this block is currently manifesting as the inability to be committed, to be consistent, and to be able to give divine feminine a true offer. So what will help remove this obstacle? God damn it. This is just, I can't make it up. What will help? Well, the first thing that will help will be releasing this Page of Pentacles energy. Now this is an energy of feeling like a loser, like not really feeling good about yourself. And it's also about being really careless. Good morning, thanks for joining. Like, oh, look at this little page. He's like, oh, I'll get the dishes, and then like is causing this huge problem. It's like he just doesn't, it's a lack of maturity. So releasing these feelings of inadequacy and also just this immaturity, because this is, so we look at the block. What's the block? The block is third party energy. Why is it there? Because of a failure to fully release himself from this past energy. How is it manifesting? This way, by Knight of Wands energy, fumbling this offer, withholding this offer from the divine feminine. So stop doing that. The solution, the release to the block is like, don't be immature. And the heart space is urging the Six of Swords. Learn your lessons. Learn your lessons. When you've taken that offer and you've come in page energy, you've caused chaos. So learn this lesson, release this feeling of inadequacy, and move the fuck on. How do you release it? You literally have to move on. You just have to do it. You have to not be worried about where you're going, about the uncertainty, and just do it. So, who or what should I release to move on? We are getting the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Which looks like this one's upright. And we are getting the Four of Wands in reverse, which is a marriage card. So, who should you release to move on? Well, this past energy, the Hierophant in reverse. These are the two marriage cards in the deck, and they're right here, one on top of the other, and they're both in reverse. So that is what you must do. You must release this marriage to move on. You must release it. You must let go of trying to work on it, trying to make the situation better. This Eight of Pentacles is in reverse. There is nothing you can do to turn this frown upside down. So you need to release it. And stop trying to work on it. It's not going anywhere. It's not doing anything. What can you learn? So those lessons that we saw in the Six of Swords card, what can you learn from this current pause that we're in? Hello, thanks for joining. What you can learn from this current pause. The synchronicity again, like I can't, when I'm only using two decks. The Ace of Pentacles, which was right above it. This, how is it manifesting in the 3D? Not giving the offer that you have. What can you learn from this current pause? You can learn how to give this offer. You can learn how to value what it is that you have and give it to the divine feminine, which is what you're blocked in doing because you won't release this old ass marriage. And what else are you learning to do? You are learning to walk away in this Eight of Cups energy towards your higher calling, which is divine feminine. That's the moon and the sun together, sacred union inside of self. This that you're releasing was not a sacred union. This that you're going towards is a sacred union. And when we walk away from these cups, they are filled with poison and with good things. And that's why it's difficult to walk away. But there's more poison here. There is nothing left to be worked out. You cannot work on this anymore. You cannot fix it. You cannot make this person accept your next moves. I think that's something that's trying to be done. There's those that have walked away and they're still trying to make what they're doing next palatable to this old energy. That is the block. Trying to please others, trying to please this old energy. Like, look at this pentacle. This is the old energy that's blocking. Why is she even considering this pentacle? This ain't hers anymore. This is someone else's. So there's this feeling here that this person has to accept this giving of this offer to someone else. Like, she has to release it so that he can give it to someone else. And this could even, like I said, this could be a child energy. This, like, feeling like this person has a say over whether this offer is given or not, and they do not. They don't have a say. There's no opinion there that matters anymore. So he has to, that is what he is learning from this current pause. So the reason why he can't be in union right now is because you have to learn this. Now remember, we have to apply this back to ourselves. Before we look at this future outcome card, and you've been sitting here as a feminine energy potentially thinking about a masculine energy outside of yourself, you have to think your block is a third party energy that you won't let go of. And it can be your thoughts and feelings and worries and concerns about this masculine outside of self that you have to let go of. This worry that he won't walk away, this limiting belief that he, is not going to, or that it matters too much to these other individuals, or you yourself have a past third party energy that you're not completely letting go of. There's definitely mirroring here, so pay attention to that. It's not just about this masculine outside of self. It's about your own energy. So, what can you expect? What can you look forward to once this obstacle is removed? The Four of Cups and the Seven of Cups in reverse. This is very interesting. So we're getting this energy of grounding because this is an energy about nature, but it's like your fantasies here. All this whole time you've been focused on these three cups and there's nothing in them. And if you can remove this obstacle, you can finally have this drink, which is like your Ace of Cups all filled up. It's like you're finally going to see it and be able to take it for yourself. And this other energy that has had this power over you, over this decision making, where you've been confused about what choices to make, this is passing away. You're making the choice to have your own cup and not have it be about somebody else. So that's what you have to look forward to if you could remove this obstacle and release this past energy. Let's look at your oracles, see how we can help you do this. You're in the shadow attributes right now of the gossip energy, which is thriving on the power of passing on private or secret information and betraying confidences. And you need to come into the light, which is awakens consideration for the feelings of others and honoring trust. And I'm really drawn to the light attributes more than the shadow here, although you may have been thriving on the power that you have from the secrets that you're keeping from your feminine energy. You are not trusting her. My feeling is that there is a need here for you to request her to wait patiently as you have been healing these wounds, etc. And you are afraid that if you ask her to wait patiently that she'll be like, no, I can't. Because you're misunderstanding that the impatience she feels is with the lack of communication. It is not with being able to be in physical union with you. If there is communication about what is happening, then this feminine energy will be much more comfortable, right? While the pieces are falling into place, because she can also see the ships. Right now, Divine Masculine, you're in the Three of Wands because you can see the ships. You can see them coming in. Divine Feminine is in the Two of Wands. She can't see them. And you have that power over her. Because if you change your mind, she will never know. And so there's a part of you that holds on to that power. Because once you tell her these secrets, you have to honor that trust. You can't wiggle out of it without having to admit to yourself that you are an abuser. So you're afraid to tell her the situation because you're afraid once you tell her, she finds out, she's going to be like, I can't wait for that. And rather than risk that, you're maintaining these secrets and keeping this power over her. This is a real problem. It is what is most likely to degrade the relationship rather than your fear, which is that if you ask her to wait for a certain amount of time, that she will say she can't. First of all, you have to put yourself in her position. Because you have to ask yourself if what you're doing is loving or selfish. Your guardian angel is here to help you with sweetness, to come into this light, to be considerate for her feelings and honor the trust that you have with the feminine. And bring a sweetness and a gentleness. We have deer spirit here, which in the spirit animal oracle is one about treading softly. You're also getting Saint Dimphna. So this is really important because you were in hermit energy yesterday. There was the niggling hermit energy. And I'm always thinking of the hermit card here. And this to me is being led out of hermit energy, which is what your heart is urging you to do. And Saint Dimphna is going to provide insight and support as you use your emotions to guide you towards your higher calling. There's not a whole lot to say in this reading today because you already know all of this. When I'm connected to my joyful presence, I attract support from the universe. So you have to be connected to the joyful aspects of this experience with Divine Feminine. We're tending to be focused on the lack, right? And missing the opportunity. And when you're instead focused on the joyful experiences that you're going to have together, that's bringing you more into alignment. So you have to start to connect to the why instead of the how in terms of getting these pieces to fall into place. You're receiving this love energy, which you also got yesterday. There was a reversal here because you are so afraid of losing Divine Feminine's love. And that is the thing that you really have to work on because there is no way to lose her love. Even if she took her attention from you and put it towards someone else, even if she shared her cup with someone else, you are Divine Feminine. There's no way that she cannot feel this undying love for you. So you have to release this fear of losing her. This is emphasized. Adjustments are required. You know what they are and you know what to do. It's like you don't have to do anything. This spread is like, how do you release? You stop working on the other connection. Good morning. And instead you move on. Take the lessons that you learned from that last connection, walk away from it because it didn't serve you, and give your offer to the Divine Feminine that you do want to be with. As soon as you do that, as soon as you get that, that's literally what it's telling you. If you give this offer to the new feminine energy that you want, the old one is gonna go away. There's not gonna be any problem about it. And that's the part that's difficult because You don't like losing control over things, and you are going to completely lose control over that situation. But if you can trust the divine, it will be for the best that happens. This is the union of masculine and feminine energy, sun and moon together. Trust in it. This card, you get a lot, divine masculine, Mintaken. This is longing for home, belonging, and the original light workers. So this is this reassurance that this longing that you feel, well, first of all, it's a warning, it's a caution. The longing itself is what keeps you in a state of longing. And what you have to realize is that you are not longing for a specific iteration of the feminine. You are longing for the union of the feminine and masculine in self. That is coming home, because that is when we are aligned with consciousness, and that is where we belong. So as soon as you really start to learn that lesson, you will have a sense of coming home. And when you do come into this alignment with the divine feminine that is in alignment with you, that is like coming home. And you're just longing for it because you keep thinking you're going to get that feeling once you are with the physical person. But you should already be aware of the feeling of coming home. You should be coming home to whatever you call that source energy. I just call it God because I was raised that way in the Catholic Church. So when you come home to God, if that's your language. But whatever energy you call that, that is home. You're not going to find any more feeling of home in divine feminine. Divine feminine is going to make you feel that way because divine feminine is an excuse for you to focus on someone through the eyes of source. But the feeling she gives you doesn't come from the person outside of yourself. It comes from within. And when you recognize that, you can then be with that physical person outside of self, because you never put the responsibility of your sense of home and belonging and love on another person. It's always your responsibility and your connection with source, and you just share that together and support one another and hold up one another when things get bad. Like it's like a team, right? But you are already home. It's me, Honeybee, Bee Spirit. And again, sweet results await. And you also got sweetness. So we're going to read this card because there's probably some good messages for you. This is the 7 card also, which is a completion, a magical cycle. The Bee Spirit's message is that sweet rewards are on their way if you are willing to get your ego out of the way and immerse yourself in the connected energy of all things. Bee Spirit knows not to let a sense of being a separate self get in the way of a good thing. Spirit is always producing honey. Miracles and magic are everywhere. When you connect with the great hive, you are vibrating and buzzing in exquisite harmony with all. Bee Spirit asks that your focus be on connectivity. Your body, heart, soul, and psyche experience total interconnectedness and a true integration when you self-forget, when you remember that you are a part of a greater unified consciousness. Moving from separation into connection, from self-centered limitation to spirit-centered infinite possibility and potential, you become busy as a bee, enjoying the gifts of Bee Spirit. Fully in alignment with your highest expression of yourself, your heart opens and creativity rushes through you seemingly without effort as you experience that nothing feels like work. Industriousness is driven by enthusiasm and inner motivation, and time seems to fly by quickly as the hive supports you in the making of honey. Do you feel the presence of your helpers in the hidden realms adding their energy to your creations? Magical results are taking form and will be sweeter than you expect. Bee Spirit wants you to remember that your part in the divine partnership with the conscious universe is being rewarded, even if you can't see that yet, and asks that you share your good fortune as there is plenty of honey for all. Be a part of the larger whole, the force that brings forth all that is sweet and delightful. All right, let's take a look at the final closing cards just to give you a sense of what you should be doing today. What practical things could we do today that will help you release this obstacle? Thank you for joining me today. On Friday, we're going to be looking at how to rebuild once we have released. So it's going to be an Emperor spread that I'm going to design. It'll be similar to the Emperor spread, which was about how do we release, but it'll just be from the action side, which is how do we rebuild. All right, so please like, subscribe if this is YouTube, share, save it on Instagram, do all the things, do all the loving things you could do for me today. I would really appreciate that. The link in my bio to Patreon. There's exciting stuff going on. You know the drill. Do I need to say it? Go help me out. All right, let's see. Oh my God. I just need to get your playing cards here. Divine Masculine. You're very clingy. Very clingy. Hard to let go for this masculine, for sure. All right, what do we need to do today? Wow. Wow. All right, Divine Masculine. You're going to be breaking someone's heart today. We've got the girl with the snake in reverse, which is empath and narcissist paradigm, being charmed or used, enable, and boundaries. And we've got the chaser in a codependent relationship, fear of abandonment issues. And then we have the 3 of Swords. And then we have the 8 of Wands. So, this is tough, but Divine Masculine, today you need to, this is 8 of Wands, send messages, finalizing this third party energy. This is the 3 of Swords. So this is just this chaser from this codependent relationship, this empath narcissist paradigm. You need to end it with them. That's what you ask. If you want to remove this obstacle, that's what you have to do. And the bottom of the deck, and I can't make it up, is the snake in reverse, which is competition, enemy, clever, malicious, look over your shoulder, the other woman. You need to get rid of this third party energy and release a specific attachment. This is the 9 of Pentacles, and be finally single so that you can be free to be with the divine feminine of your choosing. So today you need to send these messages and just break the heart of this chaser, this codependent energy. Let her go. Release that attachment to that other woman that's in the picture that is blocking you from being with who you really want to be with and having the life that you really want to have. You just need to end it today. Well, if you need help doing this, now this is, of course, we're looking at this masculine energy and we have to bring it back. If you're a feminine watching, you have to think, okay, what messages do I need to send today to break the heart of this codependent chaser energy? Are you the codependent chaser, Divine Feminine? Do you maybe need to give this message to yourself? Do you need to tell your inner feminine, hey, you're engaging in this empath narcissist paradigm. You're chasing. You need to cut it out. You need to take a good hard look at yourself and stop being in this snake energy and embrace your own single energy and also stop being so self-indulgent. So yes, we can apply this to a masculine energy outside of ourselves and we can glean information about that person potentially. But ultimately, the real question is, how do you leave my reading today if you're not masculine energy? How do you do this? What do you need to do? Well, you need to look at it. Are you the chaser? Are you being that way? You need to end that codependent energy inside of yourself. If you're being the chaser in this paradigm, you have to end that paradigm inside of yourself. You have to send messages. You have to use this motion, this forward motion. All things are heading towards this reward. But you're blocked by attachment to a specific outcome. This is tough, but we're going to get through it. All right, so I will see you here again on Friday. We will have had a day to process this, maybe do this, maybe take this action. If you take this action and end this chaser energy and this codependent behavior, finally just be very honest with this person who is chasing you and who is in this codependent situation with you, and just let them go and tell them about it, because that 8 of Wands is like, you can't just ghost this. You can't just walk away. You need to have this discussion so that you can give this offer to who you actually are wanting to be matched with after that. So if you make this decision today, process the outcome tomorrow. On Friday, we will rebuild. After having released, we will rebuild from that point and see where we're at. Thank you so much for joining me for Emperor Week. I hope that this has been helpful for you, and I will see you again very soon. Stay tuned to my Pearl in the Prayers account on Instagram. I'm going to be in the studio tomorrow recording, so I'm sure there'll be some stories and fun stuff there. Have the best day today. Take care.